Now I know it's been weeks since my last review video, but I decided to wait it out until everybody has recovered from watching Avengers Infinity War. Now I can understand what everybody is feeling upon watching the whole thing from start to finish. But if you haven't watched it yet, then I suggest you do so this instant before you watch this review. But for everybody else, what I'm about to review has a similar premise like the movie, still involving the Infinity Gems and Thanos. However, unlike the Marvel superheroes fighting game that I reviewed in my retrospective video, this one is more on the beat-em-up setting. I've only played this game once at a store during the time that I also tried out X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, in which the gameplay engine is based on. It looks like a really solid beat-em-up game for its time, but how well does it hold up now, and will gamers of today be more satisfied with how it ends? Well, that's what we're here to find out. Here's my review of Marvel Superheroes War of the Gems for the SNES. The Infinity Gems have been scattered all over the Earth, and because he can't do it alone, Adam Warlock, the Keeper of the Gems, asks for Earth's heroes to assist him in retrieving them before falling into the wrong hands. 4 of the Avengers, Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, and Spider-Man, along with assistance from X-Men member Wolverine, teamed up to aid Warlock on his quest, unaware that other forces are also on the move for the same purpose. In this case, Thanos, who already has the Mind Gem in his possession, has teamed up with other villains like Dr. Doom and Mephisto's son Blackheart, while sending evil deformed clones of the heroes to stop their progress. Like many Capcom platformers, you're free to choose whatever stage you want to go to first, or you can go to the Avengers base to train yourself on the hero of your selection. Of the 5 heroes, Captain America and Wolverine are balanced, while Hulk and Iron Man are the power types, and Spider-Man is the only speed type character but has a longer combo string. Also worth noting is that Cap and Iron Man are the only characters capable of performing air combos. You go through each stage beating down evil clones of heroes such as an evil Vision, evil Iron Man, or an evil Wolverine, just to name a few, en route to the stage's boss. Aside from your typical beat-em-up game of just mashing the attack button, the heroes have different moves that you can perform, either by tapping a direction twice, then attack, or using Street Fighter input commands, as most of the moves are taken from the Marvel arcade game. It can range from Cap's Charging Star or Shield Slash, or Spider-Man's Web Swing. Even though you've been given the possible locations of the gems from the start of the game, the chances of you obtaining a gem differs in each playthrough, so chances are, for example, if you defeated Dr. Doom in Latveria, sometimes you'll get the gem and sometimes you don't, and you'll have to find it elsewhere. But regardless of such, you're forced to play through all the stages anyway to continue the story, so you really can't skip the stages even if you wish that you could. No matter which order of the first 4 stages you fight, the first 2 gems you'll always be rewarded will be the Time and Reality gems, but I'll explain the gems later. The first 4 stages you fight on would be Alaska, where Spider-Man is your best bet on beating the stage, while with his abilities of web swing to reach higher places and finding secrets, and his ability to climb walls. And the Sasquatch is the stage's boss. Next is the Amazon, where evil clones of Vision, She-Hulk, Hawkeye, and Puck are being commanded by an evil Wolverine. Very simple stage, and I recommend Kappa or Wolverine for this one. Next is the Boston Aquarium, where you're going through the stage underwater and have an air meter that drains gradually and your attack speeds have been nerfed. My recommendation is Iron Man, but it's better if you go through the other stages first and hopefully get the time gem, since it'll be useful for the long run in this stage. What I find baffling about this stage is that I can understand the other heroes not having a breathing apparatus to save themselves, but Iron Man should have been able to breathe underwater without any problems because of his suit. Yeah, why this design choice? I have no freaking clue, but moving on. Next is Doom's Castle in Latveria, one of the few stages with a fork on the road during the start of the stage. The routes you are forced to take depends on the chosen hero. However, Iron Man has full reign as to where you want to take him. In this case, going onward and upward for some items that are on fast falling platforms, but it's not a problem for him due to Iron Man's double jump. From there, Dr. Doom awaits our heroes for a fight, and he has 2 levels of HP, though you only need to deplete only 1 level in order to defeat him. Anybody who has played the Marvel Superheroes arcade will recognize his moves, such as the hand laser and photon shock, but you can easily anticipate those moves thanks to Iron Man's double jump and air combos. After you're done with the first 4 stages, you'll then be thrown to a mandatory battle in a spacecraft that's being commandeered by Magus, who is in possession of the power gem. This stage can be quite hard as the lasers in the stage have a high damage output and they sure like to sick evil Iron Man, Wolverine, and even an evil Hulk at your face. Yeah, you can tell that Hulk is evil if only because they gave him an eye patch. I chose to fight a Spider-Man in this stage, but should you do so, be very cautious because a typical speed type character trope is as such. High speed but very light in defense and power, and Magus will attempt to force you out of the match by trying to have your hero be sucked into space. After defeating Magus and obtaining the power gem, Thanos shows up via the Avengers computer feed, giving the ultimatum of surrendering the gems to him or face death, with 4 more possible locations of the other 2 gems. I first go to Mount Vesuvius in Italy, and we will hear this location again in a future game soon, folks. But anyway, you'll encounter Doctor Strange, who provides you with a mystic surfboard to use, as you will have to fight through some waves of evil Silver Surfers, en route to an evil clone of the Thing, where you'll have to jump from different platforms without standing too long in one of them, or else the magma will gradually drain your HP. Next, I travel to Egypt, first by beating down clones while avoiding getting sucked inside the quicksand. Then I enter the pyramid where more clones appear and traps that I need to escape from, like a ceiling trap or traversing through a section with spikes spawning through walls and floors. Basically common tropes when it comes to Egypt in video games. I then enter the Arizona mining complex, which is very straightforward. Even the short section with the poison gas is no threat, yet it still raises the question as to why Iron Man is also affected when the suit is supposed to protect him. Anyway, thanks to Iron Man's abilities, evil Daredevil is not too bad, except for his respawning laser turrets, and because Daredevil likes to jump, you can perform an air combo for extra damage. Finally, there's the asteroid belt, which the heroes can actually breathe air. Okay. Not too bad of a stage, except for random debris flying all over the place, and it's in the stage that you have a rematch with Dr. Doom, who fights the same just like your first encounter, followed by Blackheart, who likes teleportation, but I doubt he can jump at all, if only because I do whatever I can to make sure he doesn't attack at all. Now will be the time to talk about the items in the game. First off, the Infinity Gems themselves. Since Thanos already has the Mind Gem, your goal is to get only 5 of the gems, each of them possessing a passive ability whenever you equip one before entering a stage. The Power Gem is self-explanatory and you don't get it until you defeated Magus, and using it on either Cap or Hulk can make any enemies look like complete chumps. The Soul Gem doubles your HP capacity. Reality helps reveal items that are invisible to the naked eye. Time gives you twice the attack and movement speed, and Space increases jump height. In a stage, you'll also find blue canisters that heal HP when you're in home base, because whenever you complete a stage, your HP doesn't automatically restore, which is not a good design choice. Though you would also find orange canisters of varying size that restores HP while still on the field. There are also items labeled G and R. The G plate is your gem power item, which allows you to perform a super move or crowd clearing moves by pressing up, forward, down, and attack. However, you can't perform these moves unless you have an equipped gem prior. As for the R plate, it's your revival item, which you use during intermission when one of your characters is down. If you manage to be careful on playing through the game, then the final 2 matches shouldn't pose that much of a threat, but be sure to heal your characters first before entering the final boss fights. You'll then fight in Thanos' castle, where you first fight Nebula, who is not too bad to fight, as long as you land the first hit, and hopefully you're using the power gem to take her out easily. Finally, your final match with Thanos begins. I decided to use Hulk with the Soul Gem for extra HP, since he already has a good damage output. And hey, when it comes to fighting deities, why not stick the Hulk against him? I mean, heck, we do remember what the Hulk did to Loki. No matter what gem you use from the start, Thanos will have a moveset as if he has the other gems, such as the Stonewall Crush via the Reality Gem, or Summon Fire via Power Gem. Be warned that Thanos is the only boss in the game that can block and counter parry your physical attacks. After the match, Thanos vanishes and all the gems have been collected. Adam Warlock leaves with the gems to be sealed away for good, and our heroes have flown back to Earth for a well-deserved rest, ending War of the Gems. Overall, as it stands, War of the Gems is actually a solid beat-em-up. The stages, while average in design, you can actually experiment with different heroes on how you want to go about each playthrough. So at least there's some replay value to it. Also, the sound presentation, the sound effects are actually really nice, but as for music, with the exception of Alaska, the Amazon, and the Aquarium, hey, good alliteration there, all A's, triple A's. The rest of the music is not exactly that memorable to me. Now, it may be a far cry from being the best beat 'em up ever, but at least the game is solid enough to stand on its own. So, overall, I'm going to give it a final score of at least 7. As far as the plot of the game goes, well, I'm sure that everybody will agree that, compare that to the plot of Infinity War, I think a lot of people would rather prefer the outcome of this game better. Not to mention, having Wolverine be playable in this game is actually a good thing, so come on, Marvel and Disney. Revive X-Men to your cinematic universe. The people demand it, so get to it already, will ya? You know, now that I mentioned Disney in this video, not to mention the fact that I've been mentioning about Disney botching things while talking about them on my Marvel vs. Capcom retrospective video, I think now's the time for me to start my next video game review marathon. So, up next at the Chronicles, I'll be conducting my next review marathon, which will be all about Disney video games. The simpler times, actually. Right before the popularity of Kingdom Hearts, and right before, or rather long before Disney starts buying out properties and either making it look good or botching it altogether. Take your pick. However, this marathon will be a series of different Disney game marathons. Yes, there will be more than one, but I'll be focusing on one particular subject for this marathon real soon, folks. Anyway, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for other content that you haven't seen yet. And don't forget to like and follow my Facebook page, www.facebook.com/MusashiXReviews. So yeah, up next in the marathon, we're gonna have Disney games, folks. Until then, this has been Musashi X, and I bid you all farewell. Take care, and stay tuned.